Well, we're not even into round 2 of the LCS playoffs, but apparently the offseason's already starting for some teams, and that's just what happens when you finish 10th place for 100 Thieves. There were a lot of problems to look at, and apparently they felt like one of the main ones was Huhi in that mid lane because he will not be returning to the roster in 2019 summer. They didn't wait to pull the trigger and move this squad around.
Hey, no time waiting here, not wasting the time now that is the offseason. You've already wasted the spring split with this 100 Thieves team that was supposed to be one of the top competitors here in North America. That's not the biggest task to ask for from a team assembled like this. 100 Thieves here weren't able to do it, and Huhi was a big part of that problem of not reaching that potential. This was a player that when he first moved to 100 Thieves making the full contract buyout from CLG, bringing Huhi over, who is now an NA resident. That was the idea here, and you would be trying to hope for some more of that 2017 style magic from Huhi in the mid lane, roaming around to the sidelines here for 100 Thieves, trying to set up some more advantages, and it never came to fruition here, whether that was about communication issues within the roster, his own performance, things like that. We'll never exactly know the right combination of how it led to where we are now, but this is a move that 100 Thieves absolutely had to make here. There's no sense wasting time. You gotta try and improve for summer split with a lineup like this. You don't bring Bang over from the LCK to just flounder here in last place in North America. Not what's going on. 100 Thieves making moves.
4 wins. And when they signed Huhi, I think you and I both thought this looks great on paper. He loves to roam to these side lanes, and when you have Someday and Bang, that should work pretty well, and he could bridge the communication issues where they didn't speak English very well. Obviously, he speaks Korean and English quite well, so you thought that was great. But yeah, something when this team got together just did not fit, and it's not fair to solely blame this split on Huhi because there were so many different issues with this 100 Thieves roster, and I expect that something more than just Huhi changing is going to be looking different for the 2019 summer split. But if you do get rid of them, which 100 Thieves did, who are you replacing him with? Who are you bringing in? Obviously, the main guy that everyone's going to talk about is Golden Glue. And the main question with him is, does he want to leave Cloud9, one of the best orgs in North America?
That's the really interesting thing here, right? Everyone's going to be like, of course you're going to want to leave. It's a starting opportunity, everything like that, which, yes, that is very important and should be important for someone like Golden Glue to take that next step once again in his career, be the starting player, and put that responsibility on your shoulders of carrying this team to try and rebound here for 100 Thieves. But the interesting thing, of course, is that C9 family atmosphere. Everything is really happy over there for these guys, and everything has worked out well for Golden Glue in his time there with the academy, bouncing back, working with Reaper, so you never know if he'd want to leave a situation like that.
And yeah, I mean, maybe he wants more playing time. Maybe he just enjoys kind of that 7-man roster. But if you can, that's the main guy you're looking for them. And I mean, Demonte as well. I think Clutch would be silly to give up with him. I don't want to see Midlet. I don't want to see that for an entire split. No offense to Piglet. Actually, full offense. You're not a mid laner.
Hey, to be honest,
You're
though,
not a mid laner.
you can completely imagine that would be a move that Clutch Gaming would do. Just say, no, we don't need Demonte. The best part of our team this past year or so? No. Midlet, that's going to solve our issues. But yeah, Demonte would be a player that I would be looking at if you're 100 Thieves. But you're right, it's kind of that pool seems to be the players that you're not 100% guaranteed to try and get by just luring them with a starting roster opportunity here with 100 Thieves. And I think if you are 100 Thieves, not only the mid lane, but you got to be looking to try to improve in the other roles here. Specifically, I think the jungle, you can maybe look for another domestic jungler, someone like Dardoch might be the only option you have here because I think, well, let's just say the bridge is burned with Meteos for now in 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be coming back. So yeah, if they're not making a couple of phone calls to Dardoch, I don't care if the relationship isn't great with him and Afro. 100 Thieves might be saying, well, I think you kind of suggested Huhi for the roster change. So maybe we'll go, we'll let you know what we make with the roster changes. But I expect a lot more changes to be coming for 100 Thieves. You're going to be seeing a very different roster for 2019 summer.